of GMO. I'm a product of my parents.
Sorry. Chair, I think, Chair, the direction we are taking is not being beneficial to the country, because the issues the Honorable Mule is raising on GMO are really not factual. And it is indeed true that the scientist is referring to the French scientist, because I was in the Agriculture Committee in the 11th Parliament, Honorable Speaker. And that scientific information has since been repudiated by other scientists. And therefore, when we are on national TV and we want to make the country believe that GMO is harmful, that there is this science, that the Honorable Mule is not availing to this committee and the country, I think we are not being beneficial. True, Honorable Speaker, if I can finish.
Point of order, Mr. Speaker.
If I can finish, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, it is also...
Mr. Speaker,
he is not finished. Okay. Mule, hold your horses.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for that protection, because I was saying we should not use this process, Honorable Speaker, of vetting to try and play to the gallery in terms of demonizing what is otherwise government policy. The Honorable Linturi is not yet Minister for Agriculture, and as members of Parliament we will have the opportunity to interrogate through the relevant committees the issue of GMO. And there is no government policy today that is saying there is no Kenyan farmer or any Kenyan who will be forced by government to either consume or plant GMO food. It is a choice you make. And it is indeed true in America. When you travel to America, you walk into a shop, you have the choice of either buying what is organic or GMO. And I want to believe that will be the policy of government.
Point of order, Chair.
Yes, Junet.
Chairman, I wanted also to bring to your attention that first I want to tell my leader, the majority leader, that he is the majority leader. He is not going to become the Minister for Agriculture for the next 5 years. The man who has a chance of becoming is the nominee ahead of us, if he is approved. I think he's competent enough to answer those questions. Secondly, Chair, the issue of GMO is a government policy. It was approved at the last cabinet meeting of the government. So it is important to interrogate the nominee very well on a government policy that he's going to implement, because he's the implementing authority as the Minister of Agriculture. So, Chair, it's in our place as a committee to know from him, as the man who's going to sell the seeds of the GMO to Kenyans, whether those seeds are safe, what scientists are saying, and what is his thought to make sure that the people who want to eat organic food, and the people who want to eat the GMO, eat GMO food.
Mine was just a point of information, Madam Chair, that the theory of evolution of man, as propagated by Charles Darwin, had nothing to do with the genetic engineering.
We don't even need to go there. He had no scientific basis for saying that, so we don't need to go into that. Yes.
But Chair,
continue responding to the questions as raised. You had reached Russell.
Mr. Speaker, let me also hand up that...
And avoid Honorable Linturi making an substantiated scientific statements.
Yeah, let me also hand and...
Because for sure, Mule is not a product of GMO.
I don't want to take that trajectory, Mr. Speaker, but let me end and say that the Ministry of Agriculture and Government, you know, there are certain institutions that have different mandates. Kenya Seed Company, Mr. Speaker, has the mandate to scale up or multiply seeds that are used by our farmers, and there will be that opportunity. There is opportunity for government to grow enough or to germinate enough seed for use by enough seed for use by our farmers. Mr. Speaker, if our immediate problem is really food, and of course government will be guided by best practices from other jurisdictions that manage or that consume or use GMO, won't be guided by one of the organization guidelines. Mr. Speaker, will also be, I think, be able to take decisions and say, for example, if this is GMO, we can label the maize that you buy or the food that you buy from our supermarket, so that when you go to your own supermarkets, you are able to identify whether you want GMO or not, or choose to die of hunger
are not taking GMO. So because that is a really big problem that we must really address and address it candidly.